The second Trump term is barely 4 months old, but the cost is already clear. This isn't politics as usual. This is something much darker, something much deeper, something much more dangerous. America is living through the unmaking of truth, the unraveling of institutions, the normalization of cruelty, corruption, and authoritarian power. Sure, elections do have consequences, and yes, Donald Trump was elected president, and he does have a mandate to govern. But he was not elected king or emperor or dictator, and he does not have a mandate to single-handedly destroy America and the rest of the world, which he seems all too determined to do. But still, despite your outrage, you're told to stay calm, to sit down. You're asked to wait, to be patient, to accept all the madness and the chaos. There'll be future elections. Wait for the midterms. Wait for 2028. The next election will set things straight. But look, if you wait, it's going to be too late. Much too late. America needs to act now. There are ways to protest and peacefully oppose your government, even a democratically elected government. Because there's no one who's coming to save you. There's no one riding in on a white stallion to make things right. It's up to you and only you and what you do and what you accept. History is not changed by those who stay home and wait. It's changed by those who stand up and refuse to be ruled. It's now time to withdraw your consent. Protest and mass mobilization is not chaos. It's not disloyalty. It's democracy's immunity system, activated whenever the body is under attack. You have to take to the streets and resist, not because you hate America, but because you believe in it too much to let it fall into the hands of authoritarians and grifters. You have to march to defend the truth. Speak out to protect each other. Rise up, because silence is complicity. Maybe you've never protested before. Maybe you're afraid. Maybe you don't have a lot of time. You might think one person can't make a difference. But movements need people. People like you to take that first step. And you'll be joined by many more like you. Millions and millions who are ready to stand with you side by side. So, how do you oppose? Well, for starters, you show up. You join a rally. You march for justice. You sing with strangers. Hold the line. Because every time you show up, you remind the world that America is not just one man. That America is not one party. That a lie does not become truth just because it's been repeated 1,000 times. America is all of you, fighting like hell to save your country and to make it better. This is your movement. It's time to say no more, not in my name, not on my watch. But let it be peaceful. Let it be powerful. Let it be that moment in history when they'll remember when the people stood up and everything changed. America has seen protests before. Back in the 1960s, my own generation showed the way with massive demonstrations and civil disobedience in support of the civil rights and anti-war movements. And they changed the world. There have already been several anti-Trump protests in America. Some big, some not so much. The day after his first inauguration in 2017, the Women's March was at the time the largest single-day protest in U.S. history, drawing over 5 million people in the U.S. and 7 million worldwide. Then, in June 2020, amid the nationwide George Floyd protests, we all remember when Trump used law enforcement officers, tear gas, and the military to forcefully remove peaceful protesters from Lafayette Square in Washington. Why? Just to clear a path for President Trump and his senior admin officials to walk down from the White House to the St. John's Episcopal Church for a photo op, where Trump held up his Bible and posed for photos. Come on. Since the start of Trump's second term, in January of this year, a lot of groups have held marches and demonstrations opposing his actions. A number of veterans groups have organized rallies, and the 50-51 movement promoted Not My President's Day in February. Then, in late March and early April, over 5 million Americans came out across the country for the hands-off protests. Yet, despite all that, many say that nothing really changed or was impacted. So what's the point? Well, bringing down a democratically elected government that has considerable support is not an easy thing to do, and nor should it be. Mass mobilization is recognized throughout the world as one of the only peaceful methods to bring about change. Right now in Belgrade, Serbia, citizens are engaged in an ongoing protest against their corrupt government. Look at these clips. This is not just a one-day event. The protesters keep coming back day after day after day. And that's the kind of determination and effort required to succeed. They even continue through the night and into the darkness. Hey, no one said it would be easy. Sometimes I think that Americans aren't angry enough or fed up enough to stop Trump. Look at some of his approval numbers. Media outlets and podcasters are always boasting about how Trump has low ratings in the polls. But the sad truth is, after all the insanity and the corruption that this year has seen already, Trump still has the approval of 42% of Americans, much higher than he polled through much of his first term. The yellow is the 4 years of his first term in office, and the red is the start of his second. Look, his approval is still, after all this happened, higher than Joe Biden's was for 3 out of his 4 years as president. That's the blue on the chart now. Now, I'm not here to defend Biden, but come on, there's absolutely no equivalency to what Trump is doing compared to Biden's time in office. Now, compare that to how Canadians have reacted. Hey, I'm a Canadian, and when Trump, earlier this year, started an unprovoked trade war based on nothing but lies and false information, and then started threatening that he would annex us using force and even economic coercion to make us part of the U.S. and his 51st state. Well, the country erupted in outrage and anger. Everybody stopped buying American products. People stopped all visits or vacations to the States. They screamed defiance in Trump's face. Heck, they were even booing the American national anthem at sporting events to show their disgust with what was happening. And look at how that manifested itself politically in our polls. Our two main political parties are the Conservatives and the Liberals. The Liberals under Justin Trudeau had been in office for 9 years, and the Canadians were fed up with them. For more than 2 years, the Conservatives were dominating opinion polls, and everybody just assumed that they would walk into power during this year's elections. Back on January 6th, they had a 24-point advantage, 44% support compared to only 20% for the Liberals. But once Trump started coming after us, well, everything changed. You see, the Conservative Party was perceived largely as being Trump-friendly, and the strong choice for almost any MAGA-minded voters in Canada. So look at the reversal here, the red line shooting up, when Canadians turned to the Liberals and re-elected them almost exclusively because of their anti-Trump stance. Now, that's the way you show your hatred and disapproval of Trump. And that's the kind of dramatic action that I keep looking for and expecting from the U.S. against Trump. But it just doesn't seem to come. It wouldn't have been enough for Trump just to lose in the November elections. He had to be rejected, soundly and overwhelmingly. And again, that didn't happen. So what is it going to take? Well, the half of America that hates Trump, and I know they're out there, has to stand up and say enough is enough, and just refuse to accept it anymore. Withdraw your tacit approval for everything and anything the government does. Show that you mean business. Join a protest. Bring a sign. Bring a friend. Bring your full and fearless self. Whether you stand on the Capitol steps, in your city square, or on the lawn of your own community, stand up, speak out, and fight like your country depends on it. I'm recording this right now on the Memorial Day weekend in late May. The next really big event that you need to get involved in is June 14th, an event that's being billed as No King's Day. They have a website, a very comprehensive website with everything you need to know about how to get involved and how to participate and how to stand up and make yourself heard. Here are all the locations where you'll find No King's Day protests being held. Look at the list of partners that they have of all the different organizations that are supporting this June 14th movement. It should be massive, and you have to be there. Organizing protests like this is a lot of work, and fortunately a number of organizations have come up and started to develop infrastructure and guides and assistance and support networks for people who want to participate and get out there and oppose Trump or organize their own event. One of those groups is called 50-51. That stands for 50 states, 50 protests, one movement. It's an umbrella organization that brings together different groups. You've got to visit their website because they have everything you could possibly imagine there. Hey, they've even got guides of how to organize, how to do media relations, insurance. They help you get insurance for your events. They cover everything off. If you're looking to find events and rallies or different groups that are protesting Trump, or want to start your own, this is definitely the place to go. There's no reason that you and everybody who you know shouldn't participate in these events. It's up to you to get out there and make it happen. Listen, thank you so much for watching this video. I know I've gone on a bit, but this is important to me, to you, and to the future of America and of the world. Once again, thanks a lot and have yourself a great week. Thank you so much for watching today. If you enjoyed this content, please like the video, leave your comments, and subscribe to the channel. Here are a few other videos you might enjoy. Have a great week.